It's like, all right, high value man. That was what my friend Chris Haynes said. That was the joke that he said last night. It was like yeah, that's gonna be a whole bunch of women, especially the women that he did get into those verbal tussles with.
I already saw that on TikTok.
They're all
like, oh man, these people are fired up.
Yeah, and let's get into that real quick because we're about to. It's gonna be a short show. I'm only gonna make it like 30 minutes long. So we're diving into Twitter. It's still the oh shit! I was just about to say it's still the number one tweet, and the second I was about to say it, now it's not. It was a tweet that was from a guy who was like something. Nah, damn it! I just had it. Now I got to paraphrase it. It was basically saying something like, all the man did was tell broke dudes and women, pretty much to stay in their lane and stop trying to be unrealistic unless you can level yourself up to us. Don't try to reach for a level that you're not on, pretty much. And people was bashing him like crazy. And I just had it, and it just disappeared. But just to go over through some tweets. For example, who is this? Frederick Pre-Order Patriarchy Blues says, Kevin Samuels didn't just practice aspects of misogyny. He legitimately hated black women. And something that Kevin Samuels would say something to like that would be, well, look at my track record. Look at all the black women who call me after this or that, or having a one-on-one counseling session, and come back and thank and be like, oh, look at that ring I got because I follow. He would say that he would stand by his track record. That's something he would say to a person like that. Yeah, there was a lot of people who were upset with his tone and his temperament. But like I said, he was the best person to defend himself. But now that he's dead, there's they're all coming out of the woodworks. What's the next one say? Rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. Sometimes his deliveries wasn't the best, but he kept it real. And can't deny that one. Let's look for one of the. I don't want to just only look at the people praising him because he has a lot of followers and stuff. Mm-hmm. Kevin Samuels said to beat women who didn't listen, and he said it's okay to defend your partner if he's a pedophile. I shouldn't even have read the whole word because I don't remember. I don't know about that, but it promotes safe sex and wanting better for yourself as a woman. Get a grip. Talk with Ash. I don't know if I even read that correctly. She's from D. Dot. She's really just British Kevin Samuels with better suits. Okay, whoever they're talking. Who are they talking about with that? Ash. I don't know. You know what? And that brings me to another thing. There's a void now in this space. He was, as this what's called the Red Pill Society was growing. A lot of these channels, Fresh and Fit and all that stuff, and the ups and downs. There were a lot of people who would look like Kevin Samuels went from almost like nowhere to instantly the top one. Like it obviously took time. It wasn't overnight. It wasn't undeserved. But now that he's gone, I bet you Fresh and Fit. I bet you all these other channels and stuff. Now who are they going to be jockeying? They're going to be jockeying for positioning on. We saw, was it today on somebody else's channel where they were live streaming? Was it the lawyer one?
Yesterday.
It was yesterday where they were like, he was just in the middle of a conversation talking about it now, and then boom, we want to donate super chat $400. I'm like, how much? I've never seen him get that kind of a donation before from a follower. Like, so it's like, I think now people are now going to start swarming to other channels, showing their support. Especially whoever the ones who were close with Kevin Samuels and whatnot. That's going to be the first. The lawyer, the top lawyer guy. I like him. His temperament is better. Let's see. What's this one say? Richard Cooper. Wait, didn't Kevin Samuels just tell men to be better and corrected bratty women, overinflated egos, and entitlement to reality? The truth sounds like hate when you hate the truth. Love him or hate him, you can't ignore him. And that's part of what I said was like, women are not unused to getting harsh reality checks from other women. I've seen my mom would tell, or my aunt would tell my mom, or vice versa. They would get on each other harsher than any person. People would like tiptoe around certain black women or certain women in general. But other females will tell you, bitch, you need to, in a heartbeat. So it's not like it wasn't okay, but why is it that when it came from a man, it was misogyny? Is there? I mean, you don't agree with that, or what do you think about that? Because that's what people think. People think that when they get harsh criticism, when women get harsh criticism from other women, it's accepted. But when it comes from the same words, when it comes from a man, it's considered harsh.
Like I said, it's a tone. I mean, he would
But women have a crazy tone
but it would flat out tell some women, like, I fully understand. There's, some people are homely, or I don't know what a nice word, and maybe some people are super attractive, where there's levels, but there's still a person out there everywhere that's going to be attracted, because you can be what someone else considers the most beautiful person in the world. There's still going to be someone who's like, she ain't pretty. And the other way around, if that's your type. But he would flat out tell people, and I know his intention was to just knock them down a peg, but it's still rude when you're sitting on there and he's asking you, so what do you think about yourself? Well, I think I'm an 8, 9. And he'd be flat out be like, the man
was an image consultant.
He'd be like, flat out, no, ma'am.
You're
a 2 at best.
But to be fair, if I've never heard him give. I know what you're saying, but I know to be fair, he has never given that low of a rating. But when that woman who would be a 2 at best, or that's the video he's most famous for, average at best, who was average at best, when that woman would say, I'm going to go for George Clooney or this guy, and because he would break it down. Do you hang around with these people? Were you raised by these types of people? Do you frequent these types of people? And the answer was no. You don't know anything about these people. What makes you, and it hasn't happened in your 35 whatever years it was of life. Now, so why do you think you instantly are going to manifest it and make it happen? Because other people had told you anything was possible.
But I think, again, it's a delivery. And I know you felt like, well, he's getting his point across to them. That's not how I approach anybody. That's just rude.
We come up with a different delivery.
And it's fine to want them to wake up and understand, but there are other ways to do it, but besides just pretty much telling them, baby, you are not attractive and you ain't gonna get that. Because that's you are saying, you're giving your opinion.
Well, he never would say.
You're not
he would never tell people
me.
that it was hopeless. He would tell people, like, if they were overweight, well, then you have to get within this way. He would tell people if you're trying to get this guy who's up here. Who made
you God to decide you're overweight, you don't look good.
They called
this isn't a good
show.
Body type, like.
But they, just like on this show with Entertainment News, if you're calling into my show and asking about movies and this and that, or what's going on, we're talking about a certain topic, you're calling. They did not have to call. He has the history of the image consultant.
And I certainly would have never called in.
Yeah.
But again, you're also having a very big issue nowadays with generalizing what is supposed to be a perfect body type and what is supposed to be a perfect weight. And yeah, that's not okay.
I disagree only because I've watched them. When it's people, men or women, who were specifically saying that they're going for. For example, Kim Kardashian is very attractive. I'll use my words carefully because I'm talking to my wife right here. Kim Kardashian is a very attractive woman. If I was single and if I felt like I had an opportunity I want a Kim Kardashian type of woman. I've never been. She's now currently a billionaire. I don't frequent with billionaires. I don't know anything about billionaires, and I don't think I've ever met a billionaire. And so, but if my goal was to get Kim Kardashian, how am I gonna do it? But because I got my friends telling me that anything's possible, you don't think that a person, if I was in a situation where time is of the essence, I feel like his whole approach was, we've tried throughout the 80s and the 90s, the anything is possible method. Oprah and all that stuff, we tried that, and then some women, they believed it, they went for it, they were fed that, and then they reached an age where, damn it, it's not going to happen, and it was too late. I feel like his approach was so harsh and direct was because he was certain. Some women he was talking to was like, you do not have the time to be thinking like that. You are no longer 21. You are 41. Stop at making moves as if you're still 21.
Certainly not speaking of now because I look much different. But when I was at my thinnest, I was not overweight, not very thin, very in shape, whatever. But I fully understood and recognized there are certain people that aren't going to go for me because I don't have fake boobs and all the certain type that they're looking for. Mm-hmm. There's a way to say that because I certainly didn't need anyone to say you're overweight, you need to lose this, you need to do that, versus just saying you're not the type that these people are going for.
But you are a more of a level-minded person. Like you would be amazed. I mean, like if would you, if you were even before we were there, when you were single and whatnot. I mean, because you're a very shy person. You can be shy sometimes. If you saw a celebrity, even if it was a celebrity that you had a crush on or something like that, I'm like, would you, knowing the type of that celebrity that you had crushes on and stuff like that, if you saw the type of women that person frequent and you knew that they didn't match with whether it was you 10 years ago, 20 years ago, or you today, if it didn't match, whether it was race, height, whatever it is, would you think, because I want them, I can just get them? I'm like, no, there's reality. But there were so many women that would call them out. I mean, reality just was not. And he would look at the camera and like with that, are you serious face? And I've seen so many women say the same thing to other women. Like, girl, he ain't, no, come on, like be so harsh with it. But I feel like because it was coming from a man. Yeah. Assholes will get things like that's the whole thing. Like people who are assholes are usually the ones that that get a lot of the attention and whatnot. I feel like he just was at an age because he said previously he would be a quieter person. Felt like in certain, if I'm remembering correctly, he said in certain past relationships he was like considered a pushover or something. And he was like, and after that, that was it. I felt the same way. In my last relationship, I was pushover and stuff, going through ups and downs with a divorce and stuff like it hardened me. I'm not, and I don't feel like I treat you like an ass or anything like that, but I'm not, I knew that I wasn't going to, I feel like back in the day, my voice, I felt like I was like, I brought into the whole concept, happy wife, happy life, like 100% that was the answer to everything. But it was like, well, but that's me saying my feelings don't matter either. So I learned balance, I guess. And I don't feel like I'm a pushover. I'm not an asshole. I can be. But I don't feel like I'm 100% an asshole in a relationship. But I'm never going to be like a silent little mouse. When I'm upset about something, I feel like my feelings are hurt, or if I want something, you know me, I verbalize it. I no longer internalize it. I verbalize it. I'm not afraid to regret. But if you'd have met me a couple of years ago, back in the day, I internalized a lot. So I just got to a point where I'm never going to do that again. And I saw that that's probably one of the things that Kevin was trying to do. I'm gonna read a couple of more to see if I can find. The ones that have the blue check, I'm always curious on because I want to see what people who are more popular are saying. Is it Uji Anya? Who knew all this time he was telling black women will die alone and unwanted and ran through a leftover. Kevin Samuels was talking about himself. See, right? That's what I'm saying. And the second you're no longer able to defend yourself, they'll come out of the woodworks with it. The difference, though, is that Kevin Samuels wasn't saying that to people who passed away, who died. So he told people to their face what he really thought. But now that he's dead, people are just going to come out of the woodworks with all kinds of insults. And I don't like talking ill of the dead. My hair's longer than yours. Damn, so Kevin Samuels really did die. That's sad and unfortunate. And the fat bitch is jumping up and down, celebrating his death is the most exercise I'll ever gonna get. See, the hardcore fanboys and stuff like that. This is going to be an online thing between his detractors and his because you know me, I don't like celebrity worship. I met more than my fair share of celebrities, even ones that I'm dying to meet or would jump through the ceiling to meet. If they were eating dinner, if they were, I'm not gonna bother you. I'm like, it's just like I don't. That having that kind of blind loyalty for somebody you've never met. I mean, yeah, maybe he meant something to you. That's great, but to go now, see that to me is too far. And like he didn't, like Kevin Samuels didn't say stuff like that, but hardcore supporters will, and it's just gonna. Well, I think for the next year, it's gonna be back and forth. Kevin Samuels is gonna be he's gonna be martyrized by some, and the image of Satan to others. And it's just, and I feel like it's gonna go wild.
I just don't. Same as those fresh and fit guys. I don't even want to listen to it because all it does is anger me.
We're more of an Aleman and preach type of guys. Those guys are funny. I like the way they do their thing. But yeah, no, fresh and fit, no. But I'm curious though, who's going to be trying to jock for position to be the next Kevin Samuels? That's what they're going to call it now. He did something so fast, and I'm curious if anybody out there knows what he was, if he mentioned it or what he was alluding to. He was saying that something was about to come in the horizon. I don't know if it was like a show, if he got a deal or something. I wonder if any other producers, if that was true, are going to reveal that. People might lie and say, "Well, I was in Kevin Samuels' business and we were about to do this." People might lie. People might be telling the truth. But I wonder. But he did hint that something was about to happen from his YouTube channel. It was going to evolve into something else. And now that's all come to a halt. And I guess we're going to see what people are going to do with this time. The fresh and fit guys, the Aleman and preach guys, the lawyer, what's this? I forgot his name. Melanie King. All these. I mean, and these are just a few names that I know of. I'm not, like I said, I'm not versed in the Red Pill Society. I didn't do a deep dive. Like I said, I don't do that. I got a lot of other things that I like to talk about. But this is a hot topic now, and it's going to be interesting for the next. If you're into that world. I guess that's the question I'll ask you guys. For the people who are watching, put in the box below, comment, and send me some suggestions of the people in that world, the Red Pill or whatever it's called, Kevin Samuels types of channels that talk on those same subjects. Send me that list of people who he knew, people who he collabed with. I was fairly new to Kevin Samuels. Myself, I only know of him, the Fresh and Fit guys, Aleman and Preach, things like that. So I'm like I said, it's not my world that I'm diving into. I listen to it, but it's not something I'm like hardcore, like, oh God, you know. So I'll be curious to find out what the other ones, because I'm going to research some of those other channels to kind of hear what they're kind of saying about it. And maybe, just maybe, I might go back and do some reaction videos to some of his old stuff. I don't know if you're gonna help me with those, but it's like, no. It's like, no. And one last thing before I go. This is not a dig. I'm sorry if it's gonna sound like I'm talking crazy, but even just as recent as last week, I remember Kevin Samuels having a conversation with somebody and saying, talking to a lady who was like 51 or 52, and he was like, "Well, yeah, I'm 53." I remember him saying that. I mean, in the recent months, I'm 53. And when he died, it was 56-year-old, and then I just saw on TMZ, 57-year-old YouTuber Kevin Samuels. I'm like, was he lying about his age this whole time?
That stuff gets crazy because I also saw one when I was trying to find out what happened. Mm-hmm. One that was like, "Oh yeah, I heard it was all cocaine," and I was like, "Yeah,
it don't matter. I don't care if it was." But
I'm just like, "You're really,
he's 53 years old. He can do whatever he wants."
Diving into like,
he can snort whatever he wants. I don't care. I don't care if he was doing it right off of another person's butt. That's his business. But I'm like, it's just as bad. I mean, like, you can have a drink and get into a car wreck, and I mean, That's stuff to me on, man. People just want to.
I just think people start reaching and pull it.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah.
A lot of people were hoping though that it was just him, like just going to the hospital for some minor thing, and then he about to come back.
Some things you'll just not. I mean, you make fun of the fact that I watch more BET shows, and that's not what you watch. But there are some of those that I watch.
You're gonna let all of everybody out there know that I'm the black one.
Some of those celebrities, their ages are very unknown. Like it's like, oh, I heard here this, that, like, and you're never really gonna know the real
what's really going on,
real age or real what's the truth. I was
overall. I mean, my channel isn't about what his channel was about and whatnot. It's just that I was in awe of how fast he was rising. I was genuinely watching and curious on where it was gonna go. I felt like by this time next year, with him still, if he was still alive, that he was gonna probably be on a whole different level because the rise of this audience is just like when the rise of Oprah, when Oprah was first coming up, women were feeling like there was a voice for that movement and whatnot. This was another movement that was coming back. I mean, people might say this is an old movement that was already in the status quo for centuries and since the beginning of time. And now it's coming back, whatever you want to say. But whatever it was, or it's something that's happening. It was something, and there's money to be made there. Whether you agree with it, or disagree with it, whether it was right or wrong, that's subjective. But there is now a void, and I'm curious on what's going to happen with it. Maybe there's a better way to do it. Maybe there isn't. I heard it was it was probably a cardiac thing. Mm-hmm. Even on his show, he would have a drink here and there. Notice that one thing I saw him drinking all the time, Red Bull. Almost every time he was drinking. I'm not saying that that's what did it, but that couldn't be at his age be very good for him, right? I
mean, caffeine's, it depends on. I mean, do you have one a day? Because that's not a big deal. Do you have 4 a day? Because that's a big deal.
That's a big deal. Yeah.
And some people do drink energy drinks like
crazy
all day long.
Like I should calm down with the Monsters drink. Huh?
Well, again, one a day is not a big. The caffeine content in one is very normal for a day.
Yeah.
But some of these people down multiple.
He was drinking a lot of them. Like I would at least see him on his show. I don't know how much he drinks. Maybe he only drinks one every other day for all I know, and only drinks it when he's about to do a show. But I'm not saying this ain't, like I said, this ain't that type of show. This is not the what really killed him conversation. It's something that I just noticed because I'm 42. I'm getting close to the age that he was and whatnot. So I think about that, and that's one of my biggest fears. One of my biggest fears, especially as a black man, is to die of cardiac arrest. I'm terrified. But anytime I feel a tightness in my chest, I'm like, oh my God. That's what he would say. There's my critics and detractors trying to put another black man down again. But I guess that's the question, guys. Let us know what you guys think. Fill in the blanks of, like I said, that wasn't something that I did a deep dive in. That was just the channel that I watched frequently. That's the topic that everybody's talking about now. That's why I decided to make this the main topic of today's episode of Talking Through the Medias. I'm sorry, of the random specific show. And just help me out again, guys, and help me fill in those blanks of the things that I might be wrong about, the things that I might be missing. But Kevin Samuels died on May 5th, right? And I'll say one last thing, that he was a geek just like me, and him passing away after Star Wars Day and stuff like that, the Revenge of the Fifth or whatever they want to call it and whatnot. The Force was very strong with him. So I don't know. Maybe I can find some kind of, maybe there's some peace of mind somewhere with that, because he was a geek. He loved his Star Wars references. He was the things that he used to say about Star Wars, you wouldn't like it. There was some stuff. He was one of us as far as those blurs out there, the black nerds. He was one of us. So I appreciated him. And every time he did a movie reference, it was a couple of times I tried to reach out to him. Every time he did that, because this show is about movies. Whenever he would do movie reference, especially the color purple, it would crack me up. But that's one of the things I liked about his channel. Those people. So deep dives, those deep cuts with the movie reference. And I was mostly watching his show, wondering what the next movie reference. It reminded me of a writer. Got Eric, but Marvel references in books and until Marvel hired. But that's what you reminded me. But anyway, guys, that's the show. I just want to talk a little bit about that. Besides the other things, comment below. Let me know what you guys think. Send us your questions, your comments, concerns. Again, I'll put it up again. If you guys you want to talk about movies, what's streaming, what's trending news, entertainment news, and all that extra stuff, you can do that right here. We also have a podcast. Come follow us there. When you send questions, when you're live or doing super chats, we'll break into the show and we'll talk about those things with you guys. Or we'll talk about it on We Got Your Mail. Become a member, become a follower, hit the like button, let us know what you guys think. And until next time, guys, have a good one. Well, he was a peace. We are gone. Bottle bubbling, I'm bald and black.